Chief of Dalton, now facing federal charges. The grand jury indicted him on bankruptcy fraud charges today.
So Lightfoot's investigation, at least according to trustees, is back on now.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard last night wasting no time shutting down trustees and critics.
The veto message is related to the secret stormy.
Last night, Mayor Tiffany Henyard swiftly addressed trustees and critics by issuing a veto message related to last month's controversial secret screening. During a late emergency meeting, the board adopted a resolution calling for a federal investigation into the mayor. This action highlighted growing tensions within the administration, with trustees expressing concerns over transparency and accountability. Mayor Henyard's decision to veto appears to be a direct response to mounting pressure and criticism. The situation has drawn significant public attention as the community awaits further developments regarding the board's resolution and the potential implications of a federal probe into the mayor's actions.
In Dalton, justice is being served.
Elston has been the assessor here in Thornton Township for the past 10 years, an elected position that helps residents deal with exemptions and property tax appeals. But when she arrived at work this morning, something strange happened.
This was your office?
Yes.
What happened when you tried to open it?
Not only had Elston been locked out of her own office, but boxes of sensitive documents that she kept in her office were spread around the common area.
This was under lock and key before.
This was under lock and key.
Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard has been taken into custody by the FBI, marking the shocking development in a scandal that has rocked the small town. Allegations of lavish shopping sprees and extravagant vacations, funded by dubious wire transfers, have now escalated into serious legal trouble. Authorities claim that under Henyard's leadership, Dalton's finances have spiraled into unthinkable debt, leaving the town in financial turmoil. Federal agents recently executed a search warrant at Henyard's home, uncovering safes filled with unexpected items that have left investigators and residents astounded. This discovery, alongside mounting evidence, suggests a pattern of financial misconduct that turned public funds into a personal treasure chest. Designer handbags, luxury vacations, and a costly security detail paint a picture of a life lived more like a celebrity than a public servant. Meanwhile, Dalton's residents have been left to shoulder the burden of financial ruin. The investigation continues to reveal new layers of scandal, raising questions about the extent of Henyard's actions. Will she face justice, or will she find a way to deflect the charges? As the FBI digs deeper, Dalton's residents eagerly await answers, knowing the drama is far from over. Stay tuned, this is only the beginning.
Have trust issues, refusing to second a motion by Tiffany Henyard to get routine township bills paid.
I motion that we pay the bills for the general fund. Is there a second? Motion is second.
I had trouble following it as well, but now Keith Freeman is cooperating, doing what we should have been done in the first place.
Cooperating with trustees.
Dalton's most controversial mayor, Tiffany Henyard, has undergone a drastic shift in recent months, fading from the public eye after being a lightning rod for controversy. Despite her retreat, the drama surrounding her is far from over. Rumors suggest she's trying to evade scrutiny, possibly even pulling a Houdini to avoid mounting investigations, including a looming FBI probe. With her chaotic tenure marred by scandals, blunders, and accusations, the tension in Dalton has reached a boiling point. Residents, exhausted by Henyard's antics, and the Board of Trustees, who seem to have hit their breaking point, are demanding accountability. Henyard's recent attempt to hold a town meeting backfired spectacularly when not a single trustee attended. The empty seats sent a powerful message. Her leadership is no longer respected. Once a key part of her administration, the trustees have openly distanced themselves, signaling the broader collapse of her authority and credibility. As her political career unravels, Henyard is left isolated, struggling to regain control. The community, once divided, now appears united in demanding justice. Whether Henyard can salvage anything from this mess remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: Dalton's residents are ready to see her held accountable, and the drama is far from over.
Tiffany Henyard wanted the Board of Trustees to approve some events that she wants the township to pay for, but none of the trustees showed up.
Taking the stage with her usual flair, Tiffany Henyard turned a board snub into her own dramatic narrative. She dismissed the growing criticism as a propaganda campaign aimed at undermining her unique and powerful leadership. Your super mayor became too powerful too quickly, she declared defiantly, brushing off accusations with bold statements like, "If you don't want to listen, there's the door." However, Dalton's residents, weary of her wordplay, had enough. One attendee interrupted, accusing her directly, "We already know you're stealing from us." Unfazed, Henyard continued to push her narrative. Serious allegations of financial mismanagement have sparked outrage among Dalton residents. Investigative reports reveal Henyard and her associates incurred $67,000 in travel expenses on Thornton Township's account in just 5 months, ballooning to nearly $100,000 when Dalton charges were included. Despite state transparency requirements, Henyard's administration has repeatedly withheld financial records. Even after Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul demanded their release, they resisted, prompting lawsuits and escalating tensions. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, hired by the Village Board, uncovered troubling financial mismanagement. Dalton's financial reserves plunged from $5.6 million in 2022 to a $3.65 million deficit by mid-2024. Henyard's administration reportedly abused public funds for personal expenses, including Amazon and Wayfair purchases, and even used taxpayer money to pay for Mother's driveway. The Village Board, increasingly dissatisfied, passed a resolution calling for a federal investigation into Henyard's activities. The FBI's probe intensified, uncovering evidence of widespread corruption. Henyard's inner circle began to collapse, with key allies reportedly cooperating with investigators. As the scandal deepens, Dalton's residents demand accountability, ensuring that Henyard's dramatic fall from grace continues to unfold under the harsh glare of public scrutiny.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard is cooperating with her opponents, and the mayor has now been stripped of at least some power in the form of access to
Tiffany Henyard, Dalton's youngest and first female mayor elected in 2022 following the death of longtime supervisor Frank Zirelli, initially entered office with great expectations. She simultaneously assumed the role of supervisor for Thornton Township, presenting herself as a transformative leader. However, her tenure has been marred by allegations of financial mismanagement, corruption, and abuse of power. In early 2023, a *GOIGIN* investigation revealed that Henyard and her team had charged over $7,000 to township credit cards for out-of-town travel within just 5 months. By mid-2023, allegations of misuse of public funds had escalated. Public money was reportedly used to cover lavish vacations, private security, and even personal grooming expenses. A July 2023 trip to Austin, Texas, cost taxpayers $22,000 for Henyard's assistant Keith Freeman and 3 other officials. Further analysis uncovered $33,900 charged for Henyard's personal trips to cities like New York, Atlanta, and Portland, including extravagant charges for luxury hotels, expensive meals, and personal shopping sprees. Henyard's controversial spending habits extended to everyday purchases, with credit card records revealing charges at Amazon, Target, and Wayfair. Her justification for these expenses failed to quell public outrage as she continued to resist calls for transparency. The Illinois Attorney General's office demanded the release of financial records, but Henyard's administration refused to comply, leading to lawsuits and intensifying scrutiny. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot's audit in April 2022 revealed Dalton's financial reserves had plummeted from a healthy $5.6 million to a $3.65 million deficit by mid-2024, citing mismanagement and lack of oversight. This financial turmoil, coupled with mounting evidence of lavish personal spending, led the Dalton board to vote for a federal investigation in March 2024. The FBI's subsequent probe revealed further damning evidence, including $70,000 allegedly embezzled for personal travel and even a $561,000 check used to pave Henyard's mother's driveway. Beyond financial improprieties, Henyard faced accusations of abusing her power to silence critics. Former village trustee Valeria Stubbs claimed her tenants' cars were targeted in a hit job allegedly orchestrated by Henyard. Another whistleblower, former assistant Carvin Carlisle, accused Henyard of unethical behavior, claiming she exploited her position to manipulate staff and residents while presenting a facade of prosperity built on taxpayer funds. Despite these allegations, Henyard doubled down on her defiance, dismissing critics as part of a biased campaign to undermine her leadership. During a board meeting, she accused members of being a boys' club intent on sabotaging her. Her refusal to take accountability further alienated Dalton's residents, many of whom had already begun distancing themselves from her administration. Public frustration culminated in a Take Our Township Back rally, where residents demanded Henyard's resignation and a full investigation into her spending. As the FBI probe deepens, more whistleblowers are stepping forward, detailing years of alleged misconduct. Henyard's grip on power is rapidly slipping, with her reputation in tatters and her administration under siege. Whether she can evade the consequences or faces the collapse of her political career remains uncertain. One thing is clear: the people of Dalton are no longer willing to tolerate her actions. The drama surrounding Tiffany Henyard is far from over, and the community's demand for accountability is louder than ever.